I am Pastor Chris, and this is my faith. Hi everybody, I am Pastor Chris. This is my faith. Welcome to episode number 2. Do you ever wake up early in the morning not knowing quite why? Well, first off, I'm a night owl. So if I wake up in the morning before everybody else, that's something unusual. Usually means either the call of God or perhaps the call of nature. This week's lectionary text comes from Mark, first chapter, verses 29 through 39. And what sticks out to me about this is the last part there. Jesus wakes up early and he tells the disciples they're changing location. And they do, just like that. That really speaks to me because I'm in the process of changing location. Last week was my last Sunday at Grace United Church of Christ, and it was a good Sunday. It was one of the best goodbyes I've had in a long time. And this week, I'm not going to be anywhere. I'm still looking for that place that comes next. So that is a plug. If you're looking to hire a great interim pastor, give me a call. Anyway, it's been an opportunity for me then to reflect on how I've grown with my time at Grace and what's going to come next for me. I can't help but think there was some of that going on when Jesus changed locations. He had been preaching and teaching and healing folks, and people kept coming and coming. And finally it was night, and they slept. And early the next morning, Jesus woke up, and he said to his disciples, "Let's go to Galilee." And so they did. So in that process of reflection, I've been thinking about who I've become. And I've not only been looking at my time at Grace, but way back to the very beginnings of my calls to ministry. So I thought it'd be a really good time to introduce a brand new segment here on episode 2 of My Faith. And this segment is called 5 Questions with Pastor Chris. The rules are pretty simple. You and I sit down. I ask you 5 questions about your faith. So I had the opportunity to do that with my dad, Walt Hart. And so you're going to see in just a minute an interview that I did where I got to ask those 5 questions. Gives you a little glimpse about my faith and the forces that kind of shaped me as I was coming into ministry. And it gives you some clues about my dad and his faith as well. So I hope that you enjoy 5 Questions with Pastor Chris. Here's my dad. So for those of you who don't know, this is my father. So first question, Dad. What is your best memory from childhood?
I don't remember my childhood very well at all. I do remember hiking with scouts, and that's one of the joys that I had. Part of my Sunday school I enjoyed quite a bit. And childhood goes up to what age?
Well, let's see. I'm in my 40s, so at least 45, 50, right?
So my first girlfriend, but that's about it. Don't remember much at all otherwise.
Okay. Second question. What was your faith growing up? What was your faith like?
Memorization. Had to go.
Had to go to church.
Had to go to church, yes. My parents insisted that we go every Sunday. But something must have stuck, because 20 years later it became important to me.
Oh, yes. What was your strongest memory from your time in the military?
Getting out. I was drafted. Didn't really think I was suitable material for fighting. Was very fortunate. And as I look back at it, God must have been looking out for me, because I was scheduled to go to what we called ammo humping school, the men who carried the ammo from the trucks to the guns.
Okay.
And I had signed up for a missile school that was canceled 6 months before I even got into the service. But I ran across in reassignment a civilian who was very upset with the way his job was going, was being kicked out, had 2 weeks left. And so he did his very best to get me a really good school, and I went to the Nike missile school for 44 weeks, and then got assigned to Fort Bliss, Texas, and though it was very boring, I was out of harm's way, and I got out of the service for education 2 months before my unit was sent over to Vietnam. So I got lucky and didn't have to find out if I was able to pull the trigger.
So when we moved from San Diego area to Washington State, one of the things that Mom said we were going to do is we were going to start going to church.
Uh-huh.
And we hadn't been going to church before that.
Nope.
But you seemed okay with the idea, and I remember, because you and I were still living without the rest of the family in Colville, and we started checking out churches.
Right.
So what was going on with your faith in that time when Mom said, we're going back?
Well, actually, it wasn't just Mom. Mom brought it up, but we both agreed that there was something in our childhood that called us to faith, and it had called enough that we decided we needed to find out. Now, I had disliked most of the churches I went to because it seemed to me like they were peddling repetitious words and wanted your money. I called it churchism at the time. They just want you to come and sit in the pew and write the check. And so I was willing to look and see if there was a church that was not like that. And I can't remember if it was the second or third church that we went to that was the UCC church. And it just felt welcomed, and they passed the plate, but they never questioned the fact that we hardly put any money in, and they talked a lot about time, talents, and money. And so by volunteering, we were accepted, and they didn't come after us for money.
It was a pretty special church. It was. Sorry. It was a two-part question. Or two-line sentence. Is there any message that you want to give to, or anything you want to say to your great-great-grandchildren when they come back and stumble upon this video?
Well, yeah, I hope we didn't mess up the world too badly, and that someone was able to save us and get us through. I hope that all the work we did towards equal rights continued on. And I hope you're having fun.
Cool. What's all the questions? Is there anything else you want to say before we hit stop?
No.
Okay.
All right.
I enjoyed that. It's always good to sit down with my dad and to have a good conversation with him, which is not a hard thing to do. If you have guests that you would like to suggest for this segment, 5 Questions with Pastor Chris, please send them to me. You can email me. You can put them in the comments. You can Twitter them to me. You can Facebook to me. All of those things are good ways to be in touch with me. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you stay up to date about what's going on. And also, there is a special opportunity for you to support this ministry and to help this channel expand into all that it can be. Go to Patreon and sign up to support me on an ongoing basis. This show takes time. It takes money. If you'd like to be a part of that ministry, I would be much appreciative. So, until next time, my friends, God be with you.